And we are live, gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Mecca Banter podcast. I'm back, fellas. I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I've been raising a child. Birth of my baby daughter a couple weeks ago. It's been so satisfying, so great. One of life's truest blessings that exists. Hey.
3 dads to 1 now. I got the numbers on my side.
Yeah,
boys.
Nick, you're not alone. Yeah, it's so
Hoover,
good, man.
get to work, my friend.
Yeah. Relax over there. But it's your boy Hen. You can find me on Twitter at Henry Wind. It's a great week to be a Manchester United fan, fellas. The United representation on the podcast has been slim for the last couple of weeks, but we're back in full force. The United Corner is back, and let's kick it over to my brother in the United Corner, Connor Dobry. How are you? Why don't you introduce this jersey that you have behind us too? Like, might as well just call that out for the viewers.
What's going on, fellas? It's your boy Dubs. Good to be back. I've been on haven't been able to be on the pod like the past 3 weeks. Funny enough, I actually made this 2 weeks ago. I literally just made the same joke, but like it still rings true. This is a Ugarte jersey that I bought after one great tackle in like his second game, and I got bricked up and overreacted and bought a jersey, and now he's the reason that we continue to tie and lose games in the second half. But it's good to be here, fellas. To be honest, it's like I've been chatting more in the Mecca than I feel like I have normally, just because I miss footy talk. So it's good to be back with you, boys. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, happy to have you here. For those of you that don't know Connor Dobry on a personal level, that Ugarte tackle a year ago is like Dobes' kind of player to a T. You put in like a 2-footed tackle. He's so excited, buys a jersey.
And if you know me too, all it took was a double click on Instagram and it made it happen. In about 10
made it happen. I forgot who it was, but someone in the Mecca like larger chat said like that the Ugarte take was your worst take of all time, and you were like 1 million.
It was Russo too. It's just like makes it even worse.
Oh, speaking of bad takes, Nick Hayflinger, how you doing, buddy?
Man.
Gosh, I was about to say the episodes have been so great the last couple of
They
weeks.
have been good. I've been listening to everyone.
The flow has just been so easy. Like we're able to talk and not get interrupted and have good points. Like it's been really nice. Like I'm interested to see how this one goes.
That's definitely what the Mecca banter's about. Good points and
Mecca hugs and kisses.
I'm always happy to have you boys back.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, I mean, we're going to talk a lot of footy, but I wanted to give a shout out to our Sunday league.
Yes.
Holding it down, getting this ship in the Veta Sunday Rec League. Hell
actually winning this time too.
We actually won it. This isn't a gimmick. And I think I was the only one out of the 4 here that played. But hey, still holding it down, boys.
Dude, it's insane.
I got 2 games in the beginning of the season. I still get a medal.
Yeah, he gets a medal. He gets a medal. True.
Still get a medal.
You get a ring.
To be fair, Henry played some minutes, but Dobes unfortunately had.
Bro, that's like Lampard getting a medal for Chelsea winning that Champions League, dude.
That's insane.
Hey, yeah, you take those.
But I played some minutes. I was there.
You were all there. True. I take it all back. We all deserve it.
Thank you.
But draw straight to pens. Justin, our sub goalkeeper for Nate.
It's like you know him really well.
I that's all I could tell you about him.
Actually, in my phone, his name is Justin, backup goalkeeper.
Literally.
That's what it is. Shout out Justin Rosenthal.
But yeah, happy to be back on the pod with all of you boys. It's going to be a spicy one today.
And the pod wouldn't be the pod without an actual congratulations in order. This is Nick Hayflinger's wedding week. This man gets married to the love of his life this weekend, and we are so thrilled for you, buddy. How are you feeling ahead of the wedding?
I am feeling fantastic. Luckily for me, I am marrying someone who is very prepared and has everything in order. So I am at the excited phase now. Just pumped to marry her. It's been a long.
Hell yeah, bro. It's so funny looking at like the pictures of like your guys' like first time like dating or whatever, like back at Maryville all those years ago. And now here you are. It's nuts. But glad to be here. Glad to have you. Andy Hoover, I'm super excited to see you on this pod because we have a spicy topic between you, me, and Dobes to talk about later. But first off, how are you, brother?
Good, man. I just got my PTO in for your wedding, Nikki. So that was luckily approved today. Yeah, we're going to make it. We're going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, everything's good. You know, all my complaints being in 5th place. I say this like every week. I have so many complaints about so many different things, and we're still doing fine. all things granted. Young Yid on Twitter, that will always be active. Whether or not we do this pod until we're 50, I will probably have a burner Twitter account in London. So feel free to pop in on that. Yeah, happy to be here. Always happy to chat.
to have you. Let's talk Champions League, shall we? We're gonna talk Champions League. I will say it's officially hit the point of the season where it's so annoying not having midweek football as a United fan. Like, I get so bored midweek, and like the Champions League games have been fun. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's cool to watch, and it's like we've had some entertaining games, but there's nothing like supporting your team midweek, no matter how much of a fan of footy you are. But there's some results that we need to talk about, and I think that we should start off. While it wasn't the first game of the week, Hoover, let's start off with you. 4-0 win, which had to have felt good midweek.
Yeah. You only play the team in front of you. We always say that. That's the standard, footy response. But yeah, for a team that's like been pretty ass at home, it was nice to hang 4 on anybody. I don't really care who we were gonna play. You're always gonna be expected to be Copenhagen. However you say it, I don't know.
Take your pick, man. Whatever you want works.
There's a 0, there's an O with a slash through it, and with the N and an H and a V and stuff. So I don't know, whatever. Yeah, no, it was good though. It was good, really, dude. I mean, the Mickey Van de Ven goal.
I was gonna say,
Dude, it was so good.
End of the day, if that's what I'm leaving that game with, so sick.
And as all defenders here, we fucking love that.
We love it, dude.
And
I call it the adventure run, right? It's like you just keep going. You just go on an adventure. You don't know what's gonna happen. Also, you just keep going.
Yeah,
it's like all of a sudden
You're
you're
in the box.
Yeah.
You're like, shit.
Dude, I never made it past the halfway circle on an adventure run. Like,
And if you did, your coach is
fuming, dude. For those who haven't seen it or need context, he ran from the edge of his own box, picked up a ball, and actually went the entire distance of the field. The hockey boys would call it a coast-to-coast situation, and just ran home and slammed it in.
What a finish.
Dude, it was a banger of a finish. It was so good.
Near post after running 80 yards.
Yeah.
Like, that was
you send that to someone, and it's like you take his frame out. It's just a ghost picture. They'll be like, "Yeah, it's a striker. Finish it."
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it reminds you of like the Gareth Bale one against Inter Milan, where he picks it up like on the left wing, goes the whole way, nuts.
It was pretty cool too because Paramount Plus had Gareth Bale randomly in the studio for this game. Like, the reaction of him watching that goal was so awesome, and then they obviously put it side by side with his against Milan way back when. It was so cool to see all of that. Yeah, I've seen even shouts. Well, the Netherlands play this dude at left back. Like, we may see him slowly progress up the field a little more. Obviously, number one concern, hamstrings implosion at any moment in time, because when you're that fast, that's the concern. A lot of people are thinking that he should maybe be a little bit further up the pitch. And I don't know if I agree with that, because I think he's a good center back, but
my only issue with that though is like if you move him out to the left and he's like going forward, that's great. But like I think part of what makes him so dangerous going forward is like he did the exact same thing against United last year, scored literally the exact same goal, but he picked it up in the middle of the field, and then he has the whole field to run at. And when you're out on the left or out on the right, your angles are just completely different. And like I don't know if he's like a back to the like sideline kind of player. I don't know if you want him facing sideways. You want him like going, I don't know. Like,
and another huge point of his game is the recovery runs.
Yeah.
Like, dude gets in a 1-on-1 with the keeper. Just kidding. No, you're not. Mickey's there. Like that is, I think, a ton of his game, and really why I think Ange was successful when he had him available. Because you could do that. You could play that eye line because you know that the fastest player in the league is your center back, and he's going to catch whoever he's running against. So, no, it was good. It was good. I was glad Odegaard got a goal. It was so goofy. Like, I think Brendan Johnson had a really good finish. 3 of our goals really were like keeper errors. So, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. But Johnson scores a good goal, gets sent off, and we played even better, which is so obnoxious. But yeah, no, it puts us back kind of in those top 10 places in the Premier or the Champions League table. Feeling pretty decent with our next run of games, at least in the Champions League. We got a tough stretch in the league, but yeah, back to winning ways and undefeated in the Champions League still. So you move, you hang out where you're at and play the next team you get.
Yeah, absolutely. You move. 4 goals is nothing to nothing.
In the
Yeah, yeah. 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 I was actually victim of that. You said that and I was like, no one's watching Hoove, and then you
I was like,
sent
I
it and
know,
we were like, my
but
God. Yeah.
you need to
So I
see
even
this.
caught it later than that. I think I was like a day late, and I was like, "Wait, did anyone
Yeah.
see this?"
We glanced. I was not the talk of the town because it shouldn't have been because
No.
there were big games. But I was like,
So funny.
that
So
was
funny.
insane.
I want to touch on the Arsenal 3-0 win over Slavia Prague. Even though we don't have Arsenal representation, the one talking point that I just want to bring up is Mikel Marino continues to score goals. 2 goals in the Champions League, leading the line for Arsenal. Is he the best striker at Arsenal?
I think so.
I mean, yeah, you being the guy who traded away Gyökeres in your fantasy league, like, there's no way that you're taking that back. So
No, well,
That
no,
was
I said that
literally
even before that trade happened. I don't think Gyökeres has it. I truly think Marino is not a bad striker. Like, I think if
no,
he got to focus solely on that position and like they kind of like got him some experience in there, I think he would produce better than both of him or both Gyökeres and Kai. I truly do.
Doge
he
texted in the group and was like, Marino as the 9 is the only time I will take the over in an Arsenal game. And he was
100%,
pretty
Jared.
right. You're pretty right.
I don't know what there is. It's like the random guys just have knacks for in and around the box. Like, because clearly he's got better feet than Gyökeres, right?
of
But it's
course,
like
yeah,
his finishes aren't like oftentimes like long buildups, and you know what I mean? It's like their striker finishes a lot of the time where he's just like
With
burying the
touch,
fucking ball.
simple
Yeah.
finish, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's the Arsenal. It's a weird thing, right? Because it's like then you watch Arsenal at the weekend, and he kind of is like doesn't do a whole. You know what I mean? Like doesn't
yeah.
do a whole bunch. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know.
Well, with that one at the weekend, we'll touch on it quickly. The 2-2 tie to Sunderland, which how electric are Sunderland, by the way.
Yeah.
So
now.
yeah, it's so good for the league having a team that came up from the championship being not only in the top 10, but I think they're in the top 4 right now, and
Yeah, they're
like
fourth.
they're safe, like they could probably lose out for the rest. I mean, maybe not lose out, but like they're for all intents and purposes safe from the drop, which is great to see. But Marino early in the game gets a knock, he goes up for a header and gets a knock, and that forces him to drop a little bit deeper. But when you take Marino out of there, like they just really don't have that focal point. And what's so interesting is like even with Gyökeres as the focal point, it almost seems like the best thing that Gyökeres can do for the Arsenal attack is get out of the way. Because he doesn't offer a lot of link up play. He doesn't offer a lot of whatever. And at least with, with Kai and especially with Marino, they do link. They can drop in, they can whatever. Like not that it ever would have happened ever, but Harry Kane would be the perfect striker for Arsenal in the way that he is able to drop
Harry
deep and
Kane
link
would be
up
the
play.
perfect striker at any club.
Yeah, for
Yes.
the majority of clubs, yeah. But the thing is like they Gyökeres type of striker, that's not how they play. It's like not
Yeah.
what they are.
I-
So it's
I
interesting
had the
watching them.
comparison to Timo at the beginning, and everyone said that was crazy, but
It's
think
it's what happens when you buy a 27-year-old striker from the championship, lads. Where Goku has a great year in Portugal.
I just think he was he reminds me a little bit of like Holland in Germany is a strong, but more so like when Holland was playing for Dortmund, they weren't a team that like was 99 possession, kept the ball in the opponent's half the whole time, and was allowed to get in behind, run in the channels, right? To where he did that a lot at Sporting too. But now when you watch Arsenal, it is death by 1,000 passes. Like we call it,
Yes.
for lack of a better term, haram ball. Like it truthfully is like you have to pick him on a perfect cross in the box or a random breakdown by the defense and to slip him in and he scores. Like he has scored some decent goals, but so many teams, it's just the way that they play. They're gonna stick 8 behind the ball. And he's not a guy that's great in link up for 1-2s and get in behind. He needs service or he needs a darting run in behind. And that's just not how teams are ever going to play against Arsenal because of Arteta plays. Like, so it doesn't mean he's a bad striker. He can still finish and he's still probably going to score like goals. But
and he
like,
presses well. He
of
presses.
course, yeah, like he works hard, but at the same time, he was never going to be able to replicate what he was doing for Sporting and a polar opposite Arsenal team. It was just never going to happen.
Never going to happen. Yeah, so
But Arsenal only needed a striker, guys. It's all they
needed.
I genuinely think, for real, like, I think if you flip-flop, like, I think Gyökeres would have been better for United, and I think that Sesko would have been better in a team with a ball, like...
100% agree with you.
But, you know?
It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Let's touch on Liverpool, Real Madrid midweek as well. Liverpool actually got a win, so we'll call that out. Who is Real Madrid? You know, the only team.
Premier League is just, I think, very good this year, and I think we're seeing it across the Champions League, especially.
I don't know though, man.
Bro, I saw a stat. It was like, I think this last week, English Premier League was undefeated against Spanish competition. Or no, the only one was Newcastle loss. That was the only one. Everyone else won. And
no, Newcastle won too.
Did they? All against Spanish competition. So like,
I don't know though, man. It's like, because when I watch Barcelona, like, I genuinely think Barcelona is a very, very, very good team. But then Real Madrid beats Barcelona 2-1.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, so I don't know what to. Real Madrid hasn't looked the same.
We play Barcelona next, so we'll let you fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, the game was just bad though. Like, Liverpool and Real both like did not look good. The game, I mean, don't get me wrong, Courtois stood on his head. Some of the saves that he makes just against Liverpool in general, like for the last several years, are insane, and this year was no different. He just made some absolute saves, but Mo Salah, again, man, just like absolutely ghosting, like not even a factor in this game. I thought it was interesting. You know, Trent comes on for the last couple of minutes, gets booed, can't connect a pass. Like, it's...
Bro, and there was like, it was like one of the first or second plays, they like got a break and he was jogging back. And I literally was like laughing out loud. I was like, this man just got on the field. They're literally countering and he is jogging back. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's just not a good fit. And, you know, sometimes you're reluctant to judge a player on his first year at a club. You know, of course they have to settle in a little bit, but
he's also injured for a bit too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just
same thing. He's been having this problem since I feel like we've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
I just picture like watching the form that Rashford's in against Trent as a right back, no matter where they're playing. You know what I mean? No matter where they're playing.
Yeah.
And we don't have to talk about Alvaro, but I'm just gonna.
You can talk about him if you want.
Ten Hag's a fucking cocksucker, man. Like, what a piece of shit, dude. What a piece of shit, man.
I know.
So for like, I think Hoove knows, but Nikki, so the Real Madrid starting left back now, Alvaro Carreras, he's a United product, and instead of Ten Hag bringing him back, he chose to sign Reguilón on loan, and now this kid is the starting left back for Real Madrid and balling the fuck out.
It's insane. And then, but also, we had the opportunity to sign him back at a
we could sign him for $15 million, and they chose not to.
Yeah, we could have signed him for $15 million.
No, he's just starting
like,
week in and week out for Real Madrid.
It's insane.
Hag bless that kid.
Dude, Hag might be coming back to Wolves. Like, the people are saying
Wolves
that he
need a lot of help.
Oh my God. And I don't think they'll find it there. But let's talk about the biggest game of the Champions League week. Chelsea ties 2-2 against
Karabakh.
Yeah, Karabakh. Is that how you say that, Nick? I know that you're pretty keen on pronunciations over there.
That's why I'm not even gonna attempt.
Dude, you guys look really bad.
What country are they from? That's no banter. That's a serious question.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah. Yep. It was at Azerbaijan too.
I couldn't put it on a map.
Yeah. This one was, as Henry said it, we didn't look great, to say the least. Obviously, this lineup was quite interesting of a lineup. We had 4 teenagers starting. I said we would have a young lineup, and that's exactly what we got, except for Tosin. Obviously, he's an old shit. I also think he is off.
What, 25?
He's 27. But,
past his prime.
Yeah, he's not great at defending. And obviously, I have a feeling you guys are going to talk about it, so I might as well hit on it. Caicedo came in the 8th minute. He did not look fantastic. For me, I think he's allowed to have a game where he's not balling out. He's been doing it consistently at a high level for us. This was us asking him to come into a game that he probably didn't expect to get minutes in, and put in a good shift. Also, it's with a lineup that he's probably not used to. I know I'm making excuses for him, but He did not have a good game, but he then backed it up this week and against Wolves. So I think he's off the hook a little bit. But yeah, the game wasn't great. They definitely brought it. You could tell by the energy. They brought the intensity, and the atmosphere was electric at the same time. I'm happy that a lot of these youngsters got the experience. I think I said it a couple times in this pod. I've wanted us to stop experimenting in the Premier League and start experimenting more in the Champions League, because I think we should focus on the Prem more than the Champions League. And I think that's what this was. Obviously, we should still get a result with the talent that we have and the money that we've spent against a team like this, but can't win them all.
That was really kind. I mean, can't win them all. Y'all were just bad. It's just interesting. I just think, like, you know, champions of the world, you expect it.
We were bad. Okay.
Were you not? You guys were terrible.
We were bad.
Bad. B-A-D bad.
Yeah. That's fine, Henry. If you can have that, opinion on.
I just expect more from the champions of the world.
Yeah.
I just do.
Yeah.
I mean, my opinion is, like, you're throwing out kids that I've never heard of at center back. Like, you're just not. It's the Champions League. It doesn't really matter who you play or where you play. You can't assume that, like, your experimentation requests worked out here, because that's probably what you get when you throw out a semi-random lineup and a location that I can't find on a map. Like, that's what you're gonna get. And I'm not, like, there's nothing to hang your hat on that. It just kind of is what it is.
I just got the Jose quote in my head. I live in Jose quotes. It's the where they play, how they play, if they play.
Football heritage. So funny. What are your thoughts, Nikki, on your guys' take midweek about Chelsea having 4 of the players that are best in the world at their position?
Whose take?
I think it was Russo's. I think he said, like, Cucurella, Palmer, Caicedo, and someone else. He said, like, all 4
Do you
of
always
those.
think it's funny when Russo does that? Because it's like he just won't text for days and then throw some shit out there, then we won't hear week, and then all of a sudden he's back.
It's so funny, man. What are your thoughts on that, Nick? Do you have the best players in the world?
No. I mean, are you trying to get a clip out of this, Hen? Like,
No, I'm just curious. I'm just bringing the group
Talk
chat
about
into the
someone-
conversation.
Yeah, someone that's not me saying something. I mean, yeah.
So funny. Let's talk Premier League, shall we? We're going to kick it off with the game of the weekend. It's 30 kickoff on a Saturday morning. Tottenham, Manchester United. Connor Sadobri, you're back on the pod. Let's give you first crack at this one.
It's another one of those deathly scared to play Tottenham, as it has been for who? Give me the exact date to the minute, because I'm sure you have it on lock.
October 2022.
Yeah, heard about more of that than the Europa League final. To be honest, like, it's United are a team of first halves, and we have been all season long. Like, I saw something on United People's TV. If you were to just go off of what happens in the first half of all of the games in the Premier League, like, United would be in first place with 22 points. Just the second half, so United would be second to last in terms of points and where we stand. So, I mean, I think, like, the goal that we scored, and to be honest, the game was relatively boring for the majority of the first half. Like, it was a little bit back and forth. Tottenham had some decent chances. Nothing really clear cut. United had a couple clear cut chances that just we didn't really take. The goal was fantastic, just in terms of, like, I mean, terrible defending from Tottenham, because, like, how do you let like 5-7 and Bumo win a header? But then also, how do you let Ahmad have as much time as he wants on the ball there to pick that pass? Like, I don't understand how that was like, he stood there and I was like, do something. And then it was like, he still had time and picked a pass and it was a great finish.
It shouldn't have even gotten to that point, brother. You should have cleared the first ball that came in where he
100%. I mean that's
like a chicken.
We've become very good at that, kind of in and around the box, with, like, finding second balls and finding a way to combine. We've scored a ton of different goals that are that exact way, where we've just found a way to keep the ball in. Like, credit to Mazraoui for bringing that back down. Mazraoui bringing that back down. Cunha finding Ahmad and then finding a way to score. And the second half was just a tale of different games, right? Like, funny enough, like, when Tottenham made subs, like, the entire game changed. Once Tottenham sort of ramped up the press, United couldn't handle the press. And funny enough, when Casemiro comes out of the game, we're a completely different team. And that's just statistically true. Like, when Cassie's on the field, we've given up 5 goals. When Cassie's off the field, we've given up 15.
It's insane.
Like, it's a drastic difference. And this is why this says ass up here, because it's like he comes into the game and it completely changed. And it's like, credit to Tottenham for getting themselves back in this game. Like Tell, great finish. Like, to be honest, I don't know if De Ligt could have done a ton more on that. Like, he had good positioning. If you look at the center backs, like where our center backs were in the box, everybody was crashed. It was just a fantastic first touch, turn, deflection, finish, and goal. I think, to be honest, I'm a little bit more mad about the second goal and the reaction of how do you give that up? 2 goals up like that back to back. But I think on the flip side also, right, this United team of last year does not come back and score that goal down to 10 men and find a way to at least get a point out of that game. Also has to be said that Sesko had 2 golden chances and just chose not to hit the ball. Like Mount, that reverse pass was disgusting. And he just chooses instead to hit it one time. And who was it? Who made the tackle? Was it Mickey or?
Yeah.
Like, credit to the tackle. It was a fantastic tackle, but hit the fucking ball, dude. Like, hit the ball.
Just shoot. Pull up.
All in all, like 2-2 against Spurs. Like, we're unbeaten in 5. We have what I would call a relatively easier run of games coming forward. The top 2 through like 9 is all within like 3 points. So it's like, if we can somehow find a way to like close out some of these games that we should have been in, like we'll be right there in the top 4 race. But at the same time, like unbeaten in 5, the longest we've been under Amorim, like I'm not going to complain about 2-2 at Tottenham for sure.
Yeah, it's nice that a 2-2 draw feels frustrating.
To be fair, both teams can probably be frustrated with a 2-2 draw.
For sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Were you guys frustrated though? I feel like you guys sellied hard.
Well, we saw it because it, like we went down, we were at 10 men and scored a goal, but like at the same time, like up 1-0, like we had the Sesko chances, we had chances back to back to put the game away, and then the subs have continuously dropped the level to the moment that they come in the game. Like I think that's the frustrating is Casemiro's never going to be able to go 90 even with 1 game a week. He's fantastic when he's on, but the level drops so much the moment that we bring Ugarte into that game. It's crazy.
And Henry said it in the group messaging, was probably going to say it here again. The fact that you run out of subs there that's like,
dude, it can't happen. Like it can't happen. It's
now too,
dude. It simply can't. It's inexcusable and can't happen. Like obviously, you don't expect that to happen. But at the same time, it's your job to expect the unexpected to happen. Like it's literally your job. And like we gave up the second goal when we were down to 10. Like we gave up the second goal, we were down to 10 men.
Yeah,
sitting behind the ball.
Unacceptable.
Like, I think if De Ligt doesn't score that, it's a way bigger conversation.
100%.
Totally.
100%.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%.
And shout out to De Ligt, like scoring that goal, like banging it in the back post. That's huge.
Vicario should have saved that too, by the way.
Should have saved it. There was so many like tweets I saw of like Spurs defense was so preoccupied with Lamens going forward. Lamens distracted them from De Ligt. I was like, no, they didn't.
I will say, I forget who it was. Luke Shaw mugged somebody right in front of the goal. I forget who it was, but you can see him like physically holding him down, and then here comes De Ligt to score. Yeah,
it's so funny. Whatever. But book out of the page of Arsenal, I suppose. Hoover, from the opposite side of the equation, how did you feel about this one?
Dude, we're the exact opposite. Our first halves are miserable, bro. And the fact that, like, Odegaard's been getting good minutes recently.
He was a game changer, dude.
He was the man of the match on FOTMob. He was torching you guys. Like, it was so night and day. You know, he got a little bit of Nuno treatment, Frank did, for subbing off Xavi, who was also very clearly the most creative player that we had on the pitch for sure. And if you watch any of the clips from the first half, I've seen a ton from Spurs' point of view. It was like, he didn't do anything today because he didn't have anybody to play the ball to, bro. Like, he does these little creative bursts through the midfield, picks his head up. There's nobody there. Richie's not there. Whoever's on the left side's not there. Like, he's got nobody to pass it to.
Dude, you guys have such a Kulusevski size hole in your team.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Bro, it's unbelievable. I have heard he is going to be back in contact training in the next 2-ish weeks. So that's super cool. I think Frank just straight up got it wrong. I think Richarlison is going to be your guy who's good for an 80th minute header off of the bench. I don't think he's the guy that you're going to really get a lot of good buildup around. And he's not really been that guy either. Like, we've not pinned him as the Harry Kane replacement. I think Frank got it wrong which is super disappointing. But I mean, yeah, you come back in the game. I always love when Tell scores a goal. I think he was low on confidence since he really has gotten here, but starting to get a run of games, starting to get some confidence. It was a very Harry Kane-esque turn and finish too. I've seen that guy do it over and over and over again, and it was just nice to have someone competent enough up top to pull that off. Yeah, disappointed because you won. If you start the game the way that you started and then find yourself in a winning position, you just can't give it up. I think, halftime you would have told me we were walking away with a draw, I would have been happy. But then obviously within the context of the game, it's a frigging corner kick, bro. The goalkeeper's up. We were literally man to man, like even numbered.
Yes.
You didn't have everyone should have been covered. It's just that's what it has to be. And Vicario's such an enigma. Like he will make some insane saves every week and just look like he's the man, world beater, shot stopper. And then he just goes completely brain dead on a corner where someone's not picking up their back post run. Like it was super disappointing from that. And, similarly, like we're disappointed to get a draw in a game that we were down at half and definitely just not looking great. And then we're just completely different in the second half. So I think Frank's got some work to do still. People are calling it for his head already, which is
Seriously?
insane. Yeah, which is insane to me, given where we're at in both European and
Totally.
English tables.
What
It's
are they saying?
insane.
Are they just saying like results aren't good enough?
It results and just it's all freaking boring, dude. It's slow. It's not the front foot football that Spurs fans want. It's like we're just like under a microscope because we have the most attacking manager of all time, ever, who loses a ton of games because we give up a ton of goals because of the high line, and everyone's pissed. Everyone wants him out. And then you do a complete 180, and we've got a guy who really locks down the defense first, which I think the first 5 to 8 games, everyone was happy with. Like, right, you're not giving up a ton of goals. You're scoring the odd set piece here and there. Where set pieces are good. I'm glad that we are doing them now. But then to get undone by one at the end was just so frustrating. So I need him to just start making better team selections. We also have, again, 15 healthy first-team players.
I was just going to say, like, what do you want him to do with that?
He's definitely handicapped a little bit
Yeah.
in that capacity. Like, he doesn't have a ton of players to select. I mean, you imagine what he could do with Madison and
Right.
Kulusevski, and Solanke hasn't played a game this year. We're talking about a guy who doesn't have a lot of options, but even with the options we do have, we can see that you can do it against United at home. Like, bar anything else, you have the players to make the difference. And, I'm going to need to see Odebert start against Arsenal. Without Mohamed Kudus, you're just limping anyway. Like, he was quite literally the only source of attacking output for a majority of the first part of the season here. So, like, we didn't have a lot to have, a good match. But end of the day, you see the result, you see how it plays out in the second half. It's like, we could have done that.
The Odebert thing's what makes me so frustrated with Amarim with this one. It's like, why sub off Mazraoui and put Ahmad back when Odebert came on in the 46th minute, has been torching us? Ahmad is not a defensive right back. Put on Delo, take Ahmad out, put Mount on, go try to see off the game. You know what I mean? It's like, go see off and win the game.
Yeah.
It's like, he's got his favorites, but it's like, Odebert came on and clearly changed the game. Why are we taking off a wing back? Of course, Mazraoui's not healthy. Sliding Ahmad back when he's been gassed the whole game, playing forward, and then Odebert just can have a field day after. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense to me why he chose to do that.
Got nothing for you. I have no idea. It's a frustrating thing.
Said, like, let's put Delo at left back where he's even extra ass.
We quite literally had the exact opposite halves. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
you guys started out strong. You were comfortable with your lineup. You score the goal, and then we make a sub that we like. The sub is good. We start playing better, and you guys make bad subs, and it's played out exactly that way.
Dude,
Like,
I don't know. Like, I look back on the game, and I'm like, okay, especially if we're a first half team right now, why not start Ahmad at the wing back and bring Sesko on as the striker from the get-go? Like, I just think, like, if Sesko gets 2 chances in the 10 minutes that he played.
I didn't get it either because it's like Layman's has been doing this, like, play the ball long, get numbers in the midfield to win the second ball versus try to play out of the back. And it's like your target guy that we were still doing that to was Cunha versus Mickey Van de Ven and Romero. You know what I
Yeah, it's just
mean?
not
It's like
gonna
you're
work.
giving yourself a 0% chance to win the first ball. I get you want to win the second ball and get the ball off the field, but it's like, fuck, man.
Well, even if you are going to play Cunha at the 9, which I don't like, start Mount and then Ahmad at the wing
I
back
don't know.
because
We could do this all day.
I know
Like it's
whatever.
like
Unbeaten
it's
in
just
5.
it's just points thrown away is the
Yeah.
frustration. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nikki, you bounce back with a 3-0 win over Wolves. I will admit, until you all like scored your goal in the second half, I thought that this was going to be like a classic 0-0. Wolves is just going to hunker in. And then once you guys opened the floodgates, you just didn't let them close the rest of the game.
Yeah, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He said I was terrified.
Scoreless going into halftime in this one. I was like, what the hell's going on? I was definitely questioning the lineup. Once again, I thought it was an interesting one. He continues to start Garnacho in Premier League games. For him, it worked out in this game because I think he kind of came alive in the second half with 2 assists. But starting João Pedro and Delap together, I thought was real interesting. Obviously, in the first half, we didn't have much going for us. We had a lot of possession. It was kind of that classic boring, they're sitting deep, we're trying to pass it around our backs and then get a cross in and hopefully something gets on the end. So you're right. I was definitely nervous at the start. But once we got our first goal from Gusto, I think you were spot on. It kind of opened up and allowed us to be more free. I also think the sub of Estevao, the kid continues to come on and provide a spark for us.
He's a dog, man.
He came on and then provided an assist in 60 seconds upon him coming off the bench. I saw a crazy stat that was his minutes per goals and assists compared to the rest of the league is like hilarious. It was like a graph and he was like in the top right because his minutes are not a lot, but he continues to get us points for us. And so I thought he immediately provided a spark. I also thought interesting thing that happened was Neto scoring against Wolves and him celebrating pretty hard.
He did like 5 celebrations.
I know. I was like, damn, but hey, I'm here for it, I guess. And obviously, I've said it before, Garnacho probably needs to be brought up again. I think this was his best performance in a Chelsea uniform. By no means am I sold on him. This is a Wolves team that hasn't won at all this year. So not going to put anything on that.
Well, they haven't yet.
No, they're winless.
Yeah, they're
Holy
bad.
shit.
Yeah.
Wolves are winless. Yeah.
My God, they are.
He balled out though, but by no means do I expect that again. So we'll see.
Who have they tied?
I don't know.
Sorry, who have Tottenham? I actually didn't know that. Tottenham and Brighton.
I forgot. I already blocked that one out from my memory.
Damn, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's why Evs was saying must win. Yeah. Now it makes sense.
That's why I was trusting that.
Okay, now I get it.
So funny. Garnacho celebrating
it's nice
his little
not
ass
to
off.
pay attention to the bottom of the table. We're not sitting in it, you know? Like it's not
Crazy how that works.
It's crazy. Garnacho cracked me up. What do you have? 2 assists and he celebrated like he just won the World Cup, which was funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, he just did his classic celebration where he sits on the freaking whatever it is.
Guy's infuriating. It's so crazy. He, if he was like more clinical, he would be.
Like, we've been saying that for 5 years.
Well, I know, but like he gets himself in good positions. Like he gets himself in good positions, but from an assist perspective and a goal perspective, he just like doesn't have the final ball. And then when he finally does get an assist, you're like, yeah, but that was like your 7th try of doing that. Whatever.
Correct.
Anyway.
Like he was
spams square.
Yeah, just square. Classic pro clubs player. City mollywomps Liverpool 3-0.
Yeah.
So enjoyable.
Dude.
I'm calling it now, but I think they have a chance.
Dude, I think Pep is back.
You think so?
Yeah. He was feeling himself in that post-game presser.
I didn't see it. What happened?
He was talking about his team and his players and more or less just saying like they figured it out. It's clicking. Like the things that we work on that I'm seeing come to happen on the pitch. He's like, I've had squads of players that knew what to do and squads that didn't know what to do. And this squad knows what they're doing. It was like, hell yeah, dude. Like rising from the ashes. I loved it.
It's guys like, I mean, Nunes was
But yeah.
Like
Yeah.
who looked like he had no idea how to play right back last year, all of a sudden looked fantastic against Liverpool.
Looks
I
great.
don't know, man. And then Doku, I know we talked about in the group, was like Doku's been like, he's always been like a hit or miss player to me, but like when he's on like that, dude, he's so fucking fun to watch. And just an absolute, I can't even imagine as a defender, it has to be a nightmare to play against.
Yeah.
I would be so fucked.
Same.
Dude,
Dude,
it's like
he split those two just like with a little like in out was just like, and you can't touch him. You're just fouling.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
His
You're
like
scared the whole time, and it's just
his explosion, like when he makes a step out, is crazy. Like sideways, my ACL would be gone in multiple directions.
And then he's not even hitting it there. He's taking another one, and then we're looking like an idiot. And it's
Jacob's been calling for this too for like a while. Well, as long as he's had Doku, it's like he can do everything up until that final third. He's Garnacho on steroids. He can actually beat his guys and dribble the shit out of them. But then his final product's just never been that great. But he did something different this week.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I forgot to say this during the Chelsea thing. When Garnacho made his assist where he like outpaced the Wolves defender, literally the first thing that went through my head was, how slow is this Wolves defender? Because I've seen Garnacho get hawked down like so many times. But this game, City-Liverpool, it could have gone a completely different way if Liverpool doesn't get that goal called off early in the game to make it 1. I don't know if you all saw that, but you know, Van Dijk has I think it was just a header.
Great header.
It was a great header. And then whoever was standing, not even in front of the goal, he was standing like a couple feet to the side of the goalie, and they got called back for that, which I was so surprised about. I didn't think that should have been called back. And if that was against my team, I would have been, throwing my remote at the television. But I think the game could have been totally different at 1.
The outcome though.
1-1 though.
Yeah, I still think City's going to score, though. You know what I mean? Like, it may not be 3, but like they're going to get that
when Konate is that bad,
bro.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
Horrible.
He stood out like a sore thumb in this game. He looked like real.
I'll tell you right now, too. Like, it's funny because Butchie said that early in the game when it was 2, he texted and said that, asked a question about Slot, and then later on he texted saying he's not watching another game that Slot's manager. So
Ryan Butchart needs to get back on this podcast.
So I mean, he's pulling a Jamie Carragher. There's no shot he was showing up today.
None.
No shot.
What do you guys make of Liverpool though? Like, is it a blip in the season? Like, and this is like no banter. Like, because the midfield should still be fucking phenomenal. Like, as much as I love talking shit on Wirtz, the player's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But
go ahead,
Nicky. Go ahead. No, you go.
I don't think it's a blip anymore. I think the first couple games like definitely felt like a blip, but now, I mean, they're sliding, and they're just not performing. And you kind of see it like the midfield is really solid. I think you put McAllister, Gravenberch, and Wirtz or Szoboszlai or whatever midfield 3 you want to make out of that. Szoboszlai plays right back, steps into the midfield. I think you put that midfield up with any other team in the league and you look at that as like dogs, any team would love to have McAllister and Gravenberch, at least those two in their midfield too.
I think Gravenberch's so good.
He's so good, but they're having so many problems in the attack and the defense. I mean, they're
back 4. Like, to be fair, I thought Kirkes was like a lock-on sure thing to be unreal at Liverpool. Like, just with how good he was at Bournemouth.
And how Liverpool play.
And Robertson has been better than him in the games that he's played. But then on the other side, it's like Frimpong's been hurt. And Connor Bradley, who just looked bad, but then again, he was competing against Trent last year, so it's like he looked better than, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know what to make of it. Like,
we can't even talk about Frimpong as being a defensive right back either.
100%.
He's a winger, yeah.
He's a winger. You put Kirkes' brain in a dog, he'd moo, bro. That guy is something's up.
He's that bad. I also have to say that because he's on my fantasy.
Well, but like you look at like Luis Diaz was perfect for how this team played last year. Just fucking rapid, up and down. And I mean, we're not going to let JP off the hook for comparing Cody Gakpo and saying he was better than Didier Drogba.
Bro. No.
Bro. I won't even entertain that man. That dude's
That's unreal.
Idiot.
JP is kicked out of the Mecca for what it's worth.
No, he left himself.
He left.
He left himself.
as much as Liverpool has been playing bad, I'm not going to say it's a blip. I do think they ran into a buzzsaw City team that was like, they were playing good no matter what was going to happen. They were probably going to win this game. And I also think you have to remember, like, one of those losses is to you guys who, like, you guys are playing pretty well right now. Another is to us who isn't a bad side either. So, like, yes, they have losses to
Palace,
Brentford and Crystal Palace.
Galatasaray, Brentford,
you're
Crystal
right.
Palace.
You're right. But I'm just saying, like, I still think any week they have a chance of winning a game is what I'm
for
saying.
sure.
They
for sure.
have the
I don't
chance,
think
but
they're
like
so bad they're going to continue to lose a whole bunch of games. I just think that, like, this is probably a bad stretch for them.
But it's
and
like
they're
they
going to
play
win games.
Forest next, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but Forest
like,
hasn't been playing that great. Like, yes,
dude,
they're kind
they
of on a
haven't
bounce.
lost, dude. They haven't lost since Dyche has
Yeah.
been manager.
Yeah.
Like,
and why the fuck hasn't Chris Wood been playing?
But I think with Liverpool, yes, I agree with you that they still have the opportunity to win each game that they play. They're just not winning. And
you're right.
You know, when I look at, again, the attack and the defense, it's bold strategy to like re-sign. I mean, again, hindsight is 2020, but re-signing Salah and Van Dijk to the contracts that they did, and both of them have been
They'll never do it again.
They just won't do it
it's
again.
like, why not buy a world-class winger instead of two strikers that do the same fucking thing?
Dude, insane. Like, it's just
so crazy to me.
And, you know, my assumption is they probably thought that Wirtz was going to bang, just like right off the bat. They probably thought that for 150 million,
I even
he was going
texted
to come.
Butch, like, how could you not expect that though after what he did last year?
Yeah, and you know, you thought that he was a sure thing, but as we're seeing, again, the German league is just really different than the Premier League. It's not as fast, it's not as physical. You know,
more space.
You said it, Hoover, during, you know, the Tottenham portion, but Xavi Simons, like, he's a really creative player, and you know, he just didn't have the people around him to combine with. But how many times did you watch him dribbling and like he got closed down so fast, immediately had to get the ball off his foot? And it's like, if he's playing with like a Barcelona, for example, where like guys are showing and they're like combining for that tiki-taka stuff, whatever. But if your team's not set up that way, which Tottenham certainly isn't, and Liverpool isn't really either, because they're more of like just counterattacking, whatever, struggle. They just struggle. So my guess is that they're going to do some business in January, which is going to be hilarious because they spent all that money in the summer and they're going to spend more money. But when you look at their team, they need reinforcements. They are not a good.
They're getting
18. Yeah, I mean, Crystal Palace would be
$40 million.
I don't think they'll sell him in January. I don't.
I mean, Crystal Palace would be smart to sell him in January if they want to make any money, because you know,
charge him 80 mil.
Yeah, well, I think even if you just get 40, because he only has 6 months left, so it's kind of like a Trent scenario where it's like, Madrid's going to like give them, you know, whatever. So long story short, I don't think it's a blip anymore. I think Slot really has some soul searching to do on the management front to prove that last year wasn't a fluke, because, you know, people can say that last year he was just riding off of Klopp's team.
Dude, and then we also we got to mention Haaland, like 28 goals, 3 assists, and 18 games.
Dude, also he's finally combining too.
Yeah,
like,
he has. He's added that a little bit.
That's nice to see.
He's becoming carrying.
Dude, he's becoming a better player,
dude,
not
he's
just a better goal scorer.
My fantasy team. Wow.
Yeah. You haven't set a lineup.
I haven't set a lineup. I got 4 wins now, dude.
Yeah, it's so funny. So funny. Before we end, fellas, we're heading into the last international break of 2025. Thank the Lord. There's not much notable to talk about other than the return of Gio Reyna to the U.S. men's national team camp for November. So first things first, 1, do we expect him to get some minutes? And 2, how do we think he's going to fare in this November camp?
Who do we play? I
have no idea.
I haven't looked at it.
Because I think you have to if you bring him into camp.
We play Paraguay and Uruguay.
Do I think he's going to play well?
Dude, it's weird because I thought the call-up itself was interesting because he hasn't been like playing a ton of minutes. I mean,
dude, I saw he came on like the 89th minute or something at the weekend. Like,
yeah, he had another injury where he'd been out for the last couple of weeks, but his first game that he played for Mönchengladbach, he was really good.
Really good.
He just had no one to play with. Like, he's had no
playing for Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, had nothing, but then he gets injured and he just hasn't played since. So I think that this was, realistically, what is this? Is this the last camp before the World Cup? Is that how this one is? So it's like, I guess Pochettino is just saying, hey, we got to get a look at this kid.
No, I think there's games in the spring. I would assume they're not going to go 6 months with, you know what I mean, without a game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think Paraguay is just going to be a difficult game. You know, those teams are typically just like pretty nails. But Uruguay, I expect us to get fucking wrecked.
When did that lineup come out?
The camp?
The roster. Yeah.
Like 2 days ago, maybe.
Is it good?
It's pretty, I mean, it's fine.
The
It's like,
midfield sucks.
yeah, it's nothing.
Roldan again.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have,
I do give Poach credit. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Juve got a new coach. And so he's letting those two
Stay.
he's letting those two stay so they can prove themselves to the coach versus being forced to come to national team camp.
yeah. So
Which
we
I
have,
enjoyed.
I mean,
Aronson,
notable goalkeepers.
who scored that great goal the other day.
Yep. So Freeze, Schulte as goalkeepers. We have Arfston, who's all of our favorite players.
Dude,
Serginho Dest will be good to
What's
see.
the deal with Jedi, dude? Is he still?
He's still hurt.
Yeah, he's got to get healthy, man. He's got to get healthy for the World Cup. Joe Scally's back into the camp, which is
I
great to
love
see.
that. Yeah.
I like
Tyler
Scally.
Adams, Berhalter, Aiden Morris, Gio Reyna, Roldan, Tessman. I have no idea who this Sean Zawadzki is. Zawanski,
Sure
he's
he's
25 years
ass.
old in the MLS. Brendan Aronson, Balogun, Diego Luna, Pepe, Haji Wright. Also, did you guys see Pepe's goal midweek?
Yeah, dude. He's been playing well. He's coming off the bench still, but he's got a couple on his list.
Banging.
Yeah.
We love to see it. We absolutely love to see it.
You want to talk about probably the best natural finisher we've got?
Yes.
Probably him.
Yes, absolutely. But that's it for this week's episode of the Mecca Banter podcast. Now, next week is international break, which means we won't have much to talk about, but we are going to get you and I'm putting this out to the universe because that'll hold us accountable. Our St. Louis City 2025 season recap will be next week's episode. So we'll do a deep dive on
Monday, fellas.
happen, the standout stuff, and who knows, maybe by then we'll announce some more things. Ben Lunt just got re-signed today as the goalkeeper, so we'll see. But for all of us here at the Mecca Banter, thank you for listening. Make sure you give us a shout on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, etc. All the boys are yawning right now. This is not a good sight for Monday night. We got some stuff to do. But
Dude, it feels like it's fucking 11 p.m.
I know daylight savings time is a bitch, bro. It's brutal.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D. All right, fellas. Cheers. Good work.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, fellas.